Mira Choi thought she was texting her friend about moving apartments, but one wrong digit changed everything. The man who received her address wasn't just any stranger. He was Junseo Kang, the most feared Korean mafia boss in Los Angeles. When he showed up at her door with white lilies and a promise of protection, Mira had no idea her desperate ex-boyfriend had already sold her location to his enemies. What started as a simple mistake became a deadly game of survival, where love and loyalty would be tested by bullets and betrayal. But here's what no one saw coming, including Mira herself. The man everyone feared would become the only person she could trust, and when they finally came for her aunt, the quiet waitress would discover that sometimes the most dangerous choice is also the only one worth making. Subscribe and comment below if you've ever made a mistake that completely changed your life, because trust me, this story is about to get darker than you think. The coffee maker hisses. Steam rises from the grill. Mira Choi plates another order of eggs over easy, while her phone buzzes against her hip. She ignores it. The breakfast rush demands every second of her attention. "Order up," she calls to the empty dining room. Only 2 customers sit at the counter, nursing coffee that went cold an hour ago. Her phone buzzes again. This time she checks it. Final notice. Rent overdue. 72 hours to vacate. Mira felt panic. Her chest tightened. The plate trembles in her hands. "Mira." Her manager's voice cuts through the kitchen noise. "We need to talk." She sets the plate down. Her hands shake slightly. "What about?" "Hours are getting cut next week. Corporate says we're overstaffed." His voice was apologetic. "I can only give you 3 shifts. 3 shifts. That's barely enough to cover groceries." "How many hours total?" she asked. 20. Maybe 25 if someone calls in sick." Mira felt desperate. The numbers don't add up. They never add up anymore. Her phone rings. The nursing assistant's number flashes on the screen. "Excuse me," she said. She steps into the alley behind the diner. The morning air bites at her skin. "Hello? Miss Choi. Your aunt wandered into the hallway again. She's asking for you." Mira's breath caught. "Is she hurt?" "No, but the neighbor complained. Mrs. Park says she can't have elderly residents disturbing other tenants." "I'll be right there." She hangs up. The phone feels heavy in her hand. Back inside, she unties her apron. "I have to go. Family emergency." Her manager nods. His eyes found hers. "Take care of what you need to take care of." The bus ride home takes 30 minutes. Mira stares out the window at the passing buildings. Each block looks the same. Grey concrete and faded signs. She finds Aunt Sun-hee sitting in the hallway outside their apartment. The elderly woman wears only slippers and a nightgown. "Aunt Sun-hee?" Mira kneels beside her. "What are you doing out here?" "The door was locked. I couldn't remember where I put my key." "You don't need a key. I'm here now." Mira helps her aunt to her feet. Sun-hee's hand feels frail in hers. Inside the apartment, she guides her aunt to the kitchen table. The eviction notice sits unopened on the counter. "Are you hungry?" Mira asked. "A little. Where have you been?" "At work, remember. I told you this morning." Sun-hee's eyes were blank. The recognition doesn't come. Mira felt exhausted. This conversation happens every day, sometimes twice a day. She makes toast and spreads jam on it. Her aunt eats slowly, methodically. The eviction notice stares at her from the counter. 72 hours. After lunch, Mira walks to the rental office 6 blocks away. The manager is a tired-looking woman with streaked hair. "I need something cheaper," Mira said. "My income dropped." "How much cheaper?" "Half what I'm paying now." The woman types into her computer. Her fingers click against the keys rapidly. "There's a place in the old district. 1 bedroom, 4th floor walk-up. No elevator." "How much?" $600 a month. First and last month's rent up front." Mira's stomach tightened. She has $800 in her checking account. "Can I see it?" The apartment is small. The wallpaper peels in the corners. The kitchen sink drips constantly, but the price is right. And beggars can't be choosers. "I'll take it," she said. She signs the lease that afternoon. Her signature looks shaky on the paper. At home, she helps Aunt Sun-hee pack their few belongings, clothes, medications, 1 framed photo of her parents. "Are we moving again?" Sun-hee asked. "Just once more. This will be our real home." "Will it have a garden?" Mira felt sad. "There is no garden." "There won't be a garden. We'll see what we can do," she said instead. That evening, she drafts a text to her friend Jenny. She types their new address carefully. 442, Maple Street, Apt 4B. "Moving day is tomorrow. Hope you can help with the boxes." She reads it twice before hitting send. The phone whooshes as the message goes out. Across town, a phone buzzes on a polished desk. Jun Seo-kang glances at the unknown number flashing on his screen. He reads the address. His jaw tightened. "Tae-min," he called to his second-in-command. "Check this address. Tell me if it's near any of our pressure points." Tae-min takes the phone. His eyes scan the message. "That's 3 blocks from the Kim territory border. Why? Someone just sent me their address. Could be coincidence. Could be surveillance." Jun considers this. In his world, there are no coincidences. Only threats and opportunities. Flag it for monitoring, discreet. Back in the cramped apartment, Mira falls asleep to the sound of her aunt humming. The melody is off-key but familiar. The phone screen glows beside her pillow. The sent message sits in her outbox. She doesn't notice the wrong number. Morning comes too early. Mira wakes to the sound of boxes crashing in the hallway. Her neighbor is moving out too. The eviction notices came for everyone. She helps Aunt Sun-hee dress. Today they start over in a new place. The moving van is smaller than she expected. Everything they own fits in the back. "This is it?" the driver asked. "This is it." The drive to Maple Street takes 20 minutes. The neighborhood is older here. The buildings crowd together against narrow sidewalks. Their new apartment building has no doorman, no security cameras, just a heavy door with buzzers for each unit. Mira carries 2 boxes up 4 flights of stairs. Her legs burn by the second trip. Aunt Sun-hee sits in the empty living room. She looks lost among the cardboard boxes. "This is nice," she said, though her voice was uncertain. "It will be, once we get everything unpacked." That evening, Mira makes dinner on a hot plate. The stove doesn't work yet. She opens a can of soup and heats it in a dented pot. Her aunt eats quietly. "I'm going to the grocery store," Mira said. "Will you be okay here? Don't forget the milk." "I won't." The evening air is cool. Mira pulls her jacket tighter as she walks down Maple Street. The grocery store is 3 blocks away. She buys milk, bread, and eggs. The basics. On the way back, she notices a man on the corner. He watches her approach. Something about his posture makes her nervous. She crosses the street. He follows. Mira felt scared. Her heart beats faster. She clutches the grocery bags tighter. The man doesn't cross back. He just watches from his corner. At the apartment building, she fumbles with the new keys. Her hands shake as she unlocks the door. Inside, she climbs the stairs quickly. Each step echoes in the empty stairwell. Aunt Sun-hee is asleep on the couch. The TV flickers silently. Mira locks the door behind her. All 3 locks. Her phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. "Received your address. Want to make sure you're safe." She stares at the message. Her breath caught. This isn't Jenny's number. She types back, "Who is this?" The response comes immediately. "Wrong number, but the neighborhood isn't always safe. Wanted to check." Mira's stomach tightened. A stranger has her address. A stranger knows where she lives. She deletes the conversation. Some things are better left alone. Outside, a car door slams. She goes to the window and peers through the blinds. A black sedan idles at the curb. The driver checks his phone. After 10 minutes, the car drives away. The next evening, Mira carries groceries up the dim stairwell. The building feels emptier at night. Most of the apartments are vacant. She reaches the 3rd-floor landing. A man leans against the wall. He looks familiar. The same one from the corner last night. "Excuse me," she said, trying to edge past him. "You live here now?" His voice was rough. "In 4B. Mira felt afraid. She doesn't answer. "I asked you a question. I have to go." She hurries up the last flight of stairs. Behind her, his footsteps follow. At her door, she fumbles with the keys again. The man stops at the bottom of the stairs. "See you around," he called up. The door finally opens. Mira rushes inside and locks it immediately. Through the peephole, she watches him disappear down the stairs. Her phone rings. Unknown number. She almost doesn't answer, but something makes her pick up. "Hello? This is Jun Kang. I think I received a text meant for someone else." His voice was calm, professional. "You sent an address yesterday. I think there was a mistake." "There was. But I wanted to make sure you reached your destination safely." "That's kind of you. But I'm fine." The silence stretched between them. "The neighborhood you're in," he said. "It's not always secure, especially for women living alone." "How do you know I live alone?" "I don't. I'm just being cautious." Mira felt confused. This conversation doesn't make sense. "I have to go," she said. "Of course. But if you need anything..." She hangs up before he can finish. Outside her window, a new car appears. This one is white. It parks in the same spot as the black sedan. 20 minutes later, there's a knock at her door. Mira freezes. Through the peephole, she sees a tall man in a dark coat. He holds white flowers. "Miss," he said through the door, "I believe we spoke on the phone." She doesn't answer. "I brought these for you." As an apology for the confusion, the overhead bulb in the hallway pops. Sparks scatter, then darkness. In the sudden shadows, the man shifts. His body angles between her door and the stairwell. "My name is Jun Seo Kang. I'm not here to frighten you." His voice was steady. "Careful. I'll leave these flowers and my card. If you need help, call that number." She hears him set something down. His footsteps retreat down the stairs. After 10 minutes, she opens the door. White lilies sit on her doormat. A business card rests beneath them. The card is simple, black text on white paper, Jun Seo Kang and a phone number. She brings the flowers inside. They smell fresh and clean. Aunt Sun-hee looks up from the couch. "Are those for me?" "Someone left them by mistake. They're beautiful." Mira puts the lilies in a water glass. They brighten the empty apartment. The business card goes in the kitchen drawer. She doesn't throw it away. Something shifted in her chest. Fear, maybe. Or curiosity. Down the hall, glass shatters. A bottle breaks against someone's door. Mira looks toward the sound. When she turns back, the lilies catch the lamplight. That night, she tests all the locks twice. The chain, the deadbolt, the handle lock. Aunt Sun-hee sits at the kitchen table. She folds napkins into neat squares. "We don't need strangers bringing us flowers," Mira said aloud. "We're doing fine on our own." The man seemed nice. "You didn't see any man." "I heard his voice. Very polite." Mira felt frustrated. Her aunt's memory comes and goes. Sometimes she remembers things that haven't happened. She pulls out her phone, types a message to the number on the card. "Thank you for the flowers, but please don't come back. We're fine here." She sends it before she can change her mind. The response comes within seconds. "Understood. The offer stands if you change your mind." She puts the phone away. That's that. Outside, footsteps echo in the alley behind the building. Someone kicks a trash can. A male voice swears loudly. Angry words she can't make out. Mira goes to the kitchen window. Below, the man from the stairwell talks into a phone. "There are complications," he said. "Some guy showed up with flowers." Her blood runs cold. He's talking about her. "Yeah, I know who he is. This changes things." The man pockets his phone and disappears into the shadows. Mira felt trapped. Her chest tightened. This apartment was supposed to be safe. She checks the locks again. They feel flimsy now. At midnight, something heavy hits their front door. Then another impact. Through the peephole, she sees a brick rolling across the hallway floor. Her hands shake as she grabs the business card from the drawer. She dials the number. June answers on the first ring. "It's Mira," she said. "The woman with the flowers." "What's wrong?" "Someone threw a brick at our door. I think we need help. Stay by the peephole. Don't open the door for anyone except me." "How will I know it's you?" "I'll knock twice, then 3 times. My associate will be with me." The line goes quiet, but he doesn't hang up. "Are you there?" she asked. "I'm already in the car." 10 minutes later, 2 knocks, then 3. Through the peephole, she sees June and another man. Both wear dark clothes. She opens the door. June's eyes found hers immediately. "Are you hurt?" "No, but my aunt is scared." "Pack a bag. Enough for one night." "Where are we going?" "Somewhere safe." The other man sweeps the hallway with his eyes. His hand rests inside his jacket. "This is Tae-min," June said. "He'll check the stairwell while you pack." Mira felt overwhelmed. Everything is happening too fast. "I can't just leave with strangers." "You already called a stranger for help." Something shifted in his expression. Not impatience. Understanding. "One night," he said. "A clean room with locks that work. Your aunt needs sleep." He's right. Sun-hee sits on the couch, trembling slightly. Mira packs quickly. Medications, clean clothes, toothbrushes. The lilies sit on the counter in their water glass. "Leave them," June said. "We'll bring new ones tomorrow." In the hallway, Tae-min nods to June. All clear. They escort Mira and her aunt down the stairs. A black sedan waits at the curb. The hotel is clean and modest. 2 beds, a working bathroom, cable TV. June pays the desk clerk in cash. No credit cards, no paper trail. "Mrs. Han will bring toiletries in an hour," he said. "Room service menu is on the nightstand." "Who's Mrs. Han?" "My housekeeper. She'll make sure you have everything you need." Mira felt suspicious. This level of help comes with strings attached. "What do you want from us?" she asked. "For you to sleep safely tonight. And tomorrow?" "Tomorrow we talk about longer-term solutions." He heads toward the door. stops with his hand on the handle. The room next door is mine. If anything happens, knock on the wall. After he leaves, Mira sets the chain lock. Aunt Sun-hee lies on one of the beds. Nice man, her aunt said. He has kind eyes. We don't know anything about him. Sometimes you can tell. An hour later, Mrs. Han arrives with a bag of toiletries. Shampoo, soap, clean towels. She's a stern-looking woman in her 50s. Efficient movements. No wasted words. Mr. Kang says you need comfortable clothes for tomorrow. What size? Mira gives her the information. Mrs. Han nods and leaves. The silence stretched as Mira processed the day. This morning she was unpacking boxes. Tonight, she's hiding in a hotel room with a man she doesn't know. She takes the lilies from her bag. Somehow she grabbed them on the way out. In the bathroom, she fills a plastic cup with water. The flowers look strange in the cheap container, but they're alive. They survived the day. She sets them on the windowsill and tells herself this is temporary. One night only. Through the thin walls, she hears June on the phone. His voice was low, controlled. Expand the perimeter. I want to know who's been watching that building. A pause. No, nothing happens to them. We just watch and wait. Another pause. Because she called for help, and when someone asks for help, we help. The conversation ends. Silence returns. Mira felt something she couldn't name. Relief, maybe. Or the beginning of trust. Outside the window, the city sparkles with distant lights. For the first time in weeks, she doesn't check the locks before trying to sleep. Her aunt's breathing evens out in the next bed. Peaceful. Safe. Tomorrow will bring new problems, new decisions. But tonight they're protected. She looks at the lilies on the windowsill. In the morning light, they'll still be there. Morning light filters through the hotel curtains. Mira wakes to the sound of her aunt humming in the bathroom. She checks her phone. 6 missed calls from the diner. Mira. Her manager's voice is tight when she calls back. Where are you? Your shift started an hour ago. I had a family emergency. I'm sorry. This is the second time this week corporate is breathing down my neck. Mira felt desperate. She needs this job. Please, I'll make it up. Be here in 30 minutes or don't bother coming in. The line goes dead. Her hands shake as she sets the phone down. A soft knock interrupts her panic. 2 knocks, then 3. She opens the door. June stands in the hallway with coffee and a bag from a nearby bakery. Good morning, he said. How did you sleep? I have to get to work. My manager is furious. His jaw tightened. Is it safe for you to go back there? I don't have a choice. Aunt Sun-hee emerges from the bathroom. She smiles at June like he's an old friend. Did you bring breakfast? She asked. I did. Mrs. Han made fresh pastries this morning. He hands the bag to Sun-hee. Her face lights up. June's eyes found Mira's. We need to talk about security arrangements. I can't afford security. You're not paying for it. Something shifted in her chest. Fear and gratitude at war. Nothing is free, she said. This is. She studies his face, looking for deception, for hidden motives. She finds only patience. What do you want in return? She asked. For you to stay alive. The answer is simple. Too simple. Why do you care what happens to strangers? You're not strangers anymore. You called for help. Aunt Sun-hee bites into a pastry. Crumbs scatter on her nightgown. These are delicious, she said, like my mother used to make. June's expression softens. He watches Sun-hee eat with careful attention. My grandmother made similar ones, he said quietly. Is she still alive? No. She died when I was 12. I'm sorry. Family is precious. Something shifted in his expression. Pain quickly hidden. Mira felt curious. There's a story there, a wound that hasn't healed. Her phone buzzes. Another call from the diner. I really have to go, she said. Tae-min will drive you. He'll wait outside. I don't need a bodyguard. Yes, you do. His voice was firm, not controlling, protective. The man from your hallway last night. His name is Evan Pike. Mira's breath caught. You know him? We ran his license plate. He's your ex-boyfriend. Her stomach tightened. Evan hasn't contacted her in 6 months. How do you know that? Background check. Standard procedure. You investigated me. I investigated the threat. Anger flares in her chest, hot and sudden. You had no right. I had every right. Someone threw a brick at your door. His voice was calm, reasonable. It makes her angrier. We barely know each other. That's why I'm being careful. She wants to argue, to storm out and handle this alone. But Aunt Sun-hee sits between them, eating pastries and humming. Vulnerable, defenseless. One day, Mira said finally, I'll try your way for one day. Thank you. 20 minutes later, she sits in the passenger seat of a black sedan. Tae-min drives with steady hands and sharp eyes. How long have you worked for him? She asked. 8 years. What kind of work do you do? Tae-min glances at her in the mirror. His face was unreadable. Security consulting. For who? People who need protection. The answer tells her nothing and everything. At the diner, she hurries through the back entrance. Her manager waits by the coffee machine. You look terrible, he said. Everything okay at home? Just stress. I'll be fine. Take table 6. They've been waiting 10 minutes. The lunch shift passes in a blur. Orders, coffee refills, wiping tables. Through the window, she sees Tae-min's car in the parking lot. He reads a newspaper and occasionally checks his phone. At 3 o'clock, 2 men enter the diner. They don't order food. They just sit at the counter and watch her. Mira felt nervous. Something about their posture sets her on edge. She brings them coffee. Neither man looks directly at her. Anything else? She asked. Just coffee. Their accent is thick. Eastern European, maybe. After an hour, they leave without paying. The manager doesn't notice. Mira's shift ends at 6. She walks to the parking lot with shaking hands. Tae-min gets out when he sees her approach. Everything okay? He asked. 2 men came in. They didn't order anything, just watched me. His face hardens. He pulls out his phone and speaks in rapid Korean. During the drive back to the hotel, he makes 3 more calls, all in Korean, all urgent. At the hotel, June waits in the lobby. His expression is grim. Tell me about the men, he said. Tall, dark clothes. They spoke with accents. Eastern European. Maybe. How did you know? Lucky guess. But it isn't luck. Mira felt sure of that. In the elevator, she asks, what kind of business are you really in? Import and export. Of what? Various things. His voice was careful, measured. The elevator dings. 4th floor. You're lying to me, she said. I'm protecting you. From what? From information that could get you killed. The doors open. June waits for her to exit first. Her stomach tightened. This is bigger than Evan throwing bricks. Back in the hotel room, Aunt Sun-hee sits by the window. She's folded napkins into origami flowers. Look, she said proudly, I made a garden. The paper flowers cover the small table, delicate white shapes that catch the lamplight. They're beautiful, Mira said, like the real ones he brought. June stops in the doorway. His eyes find the paper flowers. My wife used to make those, he said quietly. The past tense hits Mira immediately. Used to. She died 3 years ago. The silence stretched between them, heavy with unspoken grief. I'm sorry, she said. Thank you. He doesn't elaborate, but the pain in his voice says everything. That evening, Mira lies awake listening to her aunt's breathing, peaceful, steady. Through the thin walls, she hears Jun pacing. His footsteps move back and forth across the carpet. She gets up and knocks softly on the connecting wall. The pacing stops. A minute later, he knocks back. 2 taps. She doesn't know why, but the sound comforts her. The next morning brings bad news. Your apartment building had a break-in last night, Tae-min says. 3 units were ransacked. Was ours one of them? Mira asked. Yes. Her stomach drops. Their few belongings. Gone. We need to file a police report, she said. June shakes his head. The police can't help with this. Why not? Because this wasn't random. She felt scared. The fear comes in waves now, constant and exhausting. What do they want from us? I'm still figuring that out. Aunt Sun-hee sits at the hotel room table. She folds another paper flower with shaking fingers. Are we going home today? She asked. Mira felt helpless. They have no home to go back to. Not yet, Aunt Sun-hee. We're staying here a little longer. I like it here. The man brings good pastries. June's phone rings. He steps into the hallway to answer. Through the door, Mira hears fragments of conversation, Korean mixed with English. How many? He asks in English. A pause. No, keep them away from civilians. Another pause. Double the rotation. I want eyes on both locations. When he returns, his face was grim. We need to move you somewhere more secure, he said. For how long? I don't know yet. Mira felt trapped. Every decision takes them deeper into his world. What if I say no? Then you go back to your apartment and hope Evan gets tired of playing games. And if he doesn't? June's eyes found hers. Then you call me from a hospital bed if you're lucky. The words chill her, but they carry the weight of truth. Where would we go? My house. It has proper security. I don't know you well enough for that. You know I brought flowers instead of guns. You know I paid for your hotel room and asked for nothing back. Something shifted in her chest. He's right. Actions matter more than words. What are the rules? She asked. You have your own room, your own bathroom. Locks that work. And I don't enter any room you're in without knocking first. You leave when you want to leave. The offer sounds reasonable. Too reasonable. Why are you doing this? Because the alternative is you and your aunt get hurt. Aunt Sunhee looks up from her paper flowers. I vote yes, she said. This man has kind eyes. 2 hours later, they drive through iron gates into a different world. June's house sits behind high walls and carefully maintained gardens. Security cameras track their approach. The architecture is modern but warm, glass and stone blended into something beautiful. Inside, Mrs. Han waits with fresh towels and a room assignment. Guest wing is upstairs, she said. 2 bedrooms, shared sitting area. Thank you, Mira said. Mrs. Han's expression softened slightly. Dinner is at 7, unless you prefer to eat separately. Together is fine. The guest room is larger than her entire apartment. A king bed, reading chairs, built-in bookshelves. French doors open onto a private balcony overlooking the back garden. Aunt Sunhee explores the adjoining room with childish delight. Look, she calls, a bathtub big enough for 2 people. Mira joins her in the bathroom. Marble counters, heated floors, a window that frames perfectly pruned trees. It's very nice, she said, like a fancy hotel. Exactly like that. But it doesn't feel like a hotel. It feels like a home. That evening they eat dinner in the formal dining room. The table seats 12, but only 4 place settings are laid. June enters precisely at 7. He's changed from his morning suit into dark jeans and a white shirt. The casualness makes him seem younger, more approachable. How was your first day, he asked. Overwhelming. That's normal. Mrs. Han felt the same way when she started here. How long has she worked for you? 6 years. Since right after my wife died. The mention of his wife hangs in the air. A door opens slightly, then closed again. During dinner, Aunt Sunhee charms everyone with stories about her youth in Seoul. Her memory is sharp when it comes to the distant past. My father sold fish at the market, she said. Every morning at 4 o'clock he would prepare the stall. Was business good? June asked. Very good. People trusted him to pick the freshest catch. Trust is important in business. In everything, Sunhee said. Without trust, we are just strangers sharing space. Something shifted in June's expression. He studies Sunhee with new attention. After dinner, he shows them the library, floor-to-ceiling books in Korean and English. Take anything you want to read, he said. Mira runs her fingers along the spines. Literature, history, poetry. You read a lot. It helps me think. About what? Solutions to problems. She pulls a book of Korean poetry from the shelf. The pages are well worn. This was my grandmother's, he said. She taught me to read using those poems. The one who made pastries? Yes. His voice was soft, full of love and loss. She raised you. After my parents died. Car accident when I was 10. Mira felt sad for him. Orphaned young. Widowed young. Too much grief for one person. I'm sorry. That must have been difficult. She made it easier. Gave me structure. Purpose. What kind of purpose? Taking care of people who couldn't take care of themselves. The words echo through the library, heavy with meaning. That night, Mira lies in the unfamiliar bed and thinks about purpose, about protection, about the man downstairs who builds walls to keep danger out. Through the French doors, she sees lights in the garden, security patrols moving through shadows. She's never felt safer or more aware of how much danger she's in. The third day brings a routine. Breakfast at 8, lunch at noon, dinner at 7. Between meals, she helps Mrs. Han with household tasks, folding laundry, organizing closets, preparing vegetables for dinner. The work is familiar, comforting. You're good with your hands, Mrs. Han said. Careful. I've had practice, taking care of my aunt, working at the diner. Mr. Kang says you're a good worker, never complains. Mira felt surprised. They've barely talked about her job. He asked about me. He asks about everything that might affect your safety. Mrs. Han's voice was matter-of-fact. Like this level of attention is normal. Has he done this before? Protected strangers? Not strangers, but he's helped people who needed help. What kind of people? Mrs. Han's hands still on the vegetables she's chopping. People who remind him of his grandmother. That afternoon, June finds Mira reading in the library. She's chosen a collection of short stories. Any good? He asked. Beautiful. Sad, but beautiful. He sits in the chair across from hers, close enough to talk, far enough to respect her space. Mira, he said, I need to tell you something about your ex-boyfriend. Her stomach tightened. What about him? He's working with people I have business conflicts with. What kind of conflicts? The kind that involve territory and money. She felt confused. Evan doesn't have money. He can barely hold a job. He has debts, gambling debts, to the wrong people. The pieces start fitting together. Evan always bet on football games, horses, anything with odds. How much does he owe? $50,000. Her breath caught. That's impossible. Debt compounds quickly when you borrow from loan sharks. What does this have to do with me? They're using you as leverage to pressure me. Why would pressuring me matter to you? June's eyes found hers. Because I care what happens to you. The admission hangs between them. Simple and complicated. We barely know each other, she said. I know you take care of your aunt even when it costs you everything. I know you work 2 jobs and never complain. I know you called for help when someone threatened your family. That doesn't make me special. It makes you worth protecting. Something shifted in her chest. Warmth, gratitude, the beginning of trust. What do they want from you? She asked. Control of shipping routes through the port. And if you refuse, they hurt people I care about. The words carry weight. Implication. I'm not someone you should care about, she said. Too late. That evening, while Aunt Sun-hee naps after dinner, June shows Mira the memorial garden behind the house. Stone pathways wind between carefully tended flower beds. A small fountain bubbles in the center. She loved gardens, he said. Spent hours planning which flowers to plant. Your wife? Her name was So Young. We were married for 3 years. They walk slowly along the gravel paths. The evening air is cool and still. What was she like? Mira asked. Gentle, patient. She saw good in everyone, even when they didn't see it themselves. His voice was thick with remembered love. How did she die? June stops walking. His hands clench at his sides. Car accident. A car meant for me hit hers instead. Mira's breath caught. What do you mean? I was supposed to be driving that route. She took my place because I was delayed at a meeting. That wasn't your fault. Tell that to my dreams. The pain in his voice is raw. 3 years old and fresh as yesterday. She was pregnant, he said quietly. 4 months along. We were going to name him Daniel. Mira felt her heart break for him. Loss layered on loss. I'm so sorry. I visit here every night to tell them about my day, to ask for guidance. What do you think they would say about this? About protecting us? So, Young would say that love multiplies when you share it. She never believed in hoarding good things. They stand in silence beside a bed of white roses, the same color as the lilies he brought to her door. Is that why you help people? She asked. To honor her memory? I help people because it's the right thing to do. But yes, she would approve. A security guard appears at the garden gate. He nods respectfully. Sir, there's a situation that requires your attention. June's expression hardens, business mode returning. Go inside, he said to Mira. Stay with your aunt. What kind of situation? The kind I handle so you don't have to. He walks away with the guard. Their voices fade into the darkness. Mira returns to the house alone. In the guest wing, she finds Aunt Sun-hee folding more paper flowers. Where's the nice man? Sun-hee asked. Working. He works very hard. Yes, he does. To keep us safe. Something in her aunt's voice is different, clearer. What do you mean? I'm old, not blind. I see the guards, the cameras, the careful way he watches you. Mira felt surprised. Sun-hee's moments of clarity are rare lately. Are you afraid? Mira asked. No. He reminds me of your grandfather, strong but gentle. Grandfather was a teacher, and this man is a protector. Different jobs, same heart. That night, Mira lies awake thinking about hearts, about the different ways people show love. June returns sometime after midnight. She hears his footsteps on the stairs, then the soft click of his bedroom door closing. In the morning, there are fresh lilies in the guest sitting room, white ones perfectly arranged in a crystal vase. A note rests beside them, for brightening dark places. Her breath caught. The gesture is simple and profound. Downstairs, she finds him in the kitchen drinking coffee. Mrs. Han bustles around preparing breakfast. Thank you for the flowers, she said. You're welcome. Everything okay with your situation last night? Handled. His voice was calm, but she notices tension in his shoulders. Whatever happened wasn't simple. June, she said, can I ask you something? Of course. If someone wanted to hurt you, would they go after people you cared about? His jaw tightened. Yes. Then caring about me puts me in more danger. Caring about you is what keeps you alive. The contradiction makes her head spin. I don't understand. Without protection, you're a target. With protection, you're family. And family is sacred? In my world, yes. Mrs. Han sets plates of fruit and pastry on the counter. She glances between them meaningfully. "Eat," she said, "both of you. Worrying burns calories." After breakfast, June's phone buzzes with an urgent message. He reads it quickly, his face darkening. "What is it?" Mira asked. "Your ex-boyfriend tried to access your medical records yesterday. Why would he do that? To find information about your aunt, her medications, her condition." Mira felt sick, using Sun Hee's vulnerability as a weapon. What kind of person does that? A desperate one. "Can you stop him?" "I already did, but this confirms they're escalating." "What's the next step?" "We wait, and we stay ready." That afternoon, a package arrives for Aunt Sun Hee. Mrs. Han brings it to the guest sitting room where they're having tea. "No return address," she said, frowning. Inside the box is a medical bracelet, the kind elderly patients wear to identify their conditions. But this isn't Sun Hee's bracelet. This one is inscribed with a stranger's name. Attached is a photo. Sun Hee's real medical bracelet sitting on a concrete step. The message is clear. We know where she goes. We can reach her any time. Mira's hands shake as she holds the photo. "They were watching us at the clinic," she said. "Yes. How long have they been watching?" "Probably since the day you moved to Maple Street." The thought makes her sick. Weeks of being stalked, studied, hunted. "What do they want?" she asked. "They want me to hand over control of my shipping operations." "And if you do?" "Other families lose their livelihoods, people who depend on me for protection. And if you don't?" "They keep escalating until I give them a reason to stop." The weight of other people's lives presses down on her shoulders. "So we're trapped. We're choosing to stand our ground. I never chose this." "No, but you chose to call for help, and I chose to answer." That evening, Mira finds herself walking the memorial garden alone. The flowers seem to glow in the twilight. She stops beside the white roses. So Young's roses. "I don't know if you can hear me," she said quietly, "but your husband is risking everything for strangers. I hope that makes you proud." The wind stirs the petals. A whisper of movement in the still air. Behind her, footsteps crunch on gravel. "She can hear you," June said. "I'm certain of that." "How do you know?" "Because love doesn't end with death. It just changes form." He stands beside her in the fading light, close enough that their shoulders almost touch. "Mira," he said, "I need you to know something." "What?" "If this situation gets worse, I'll do whatever it takes to keep you safe, even if you hate me for it." His voice was steady, final. "What does that mean?" "It means some choices aren't negotiable." A chill runs down her spine. Not from fear, from understanding. He would sacrifice himself for her safety. Without hesitation, "Don't," she said. "Don't what?" "Don't make me responsible for your choices." "You're not responsible. You're just worth making them for." The admission hangs between them in the gathering darkness. In the distance, a phone rings, sharp and urgent. June's expression changes immediately. Alert. Dangerous. "Stay here," he said, but she follows him toward the house, her heart hammering against her ribs. Through the windows, she sees Taemin holding a phone. His face is pale. When June takes the call, his voice goes cold. "When?" he asked. A pause. "How many witnesses?" Another pause. "Secure the perimeter. No one in or out." He hangs up and turns to Mira. His eyes were dark with controlled fury. "Pack a bag, we're leaving." "Why?" "What happened?" "They took someone close to me." Her stomach drops. "Who?" "My cousin's daughter. She's 8 years old." The words hit her stomach. Children. They're using children now. "Where are we going?" "Somewhere they can't follow." But as they hurry toward the house, headlights sweep across the front gates. Multiple cars, moving fast. "Too late," June said grimly. The war has come to them. The headlights sweep closer. 3 black SUVs racing through the open gates. June pushes Mira toward the house. "Get your aunt. Now." She runs upstairs to the guest wing. Her heart pounds against her ribs. Aunt Sun Hee sits by the window, watching the approaching cars with calm curiosity. "We have to go," Mira said breathlessly. "Where are we going?" "I don't know, but we have to hurry." She grabs the emergency bag Mrs. Han packed yesterday. Medications, clean clothes, identification. Downstairs, chaos erupts. Men in dark suits pour through the front door. Not attacking, defending. June stands in the center of the foyer, issuing rapid orders in Korean. Taemin appears at Mira's side. "This way. Back exit." They move through the kitchen toward the service entrance. Mrs. Han presses a thermos of tea into Sun Hee's hands. "For the journey," she said. Outside, a sedan waits with the engine running. The driver's face is young, but alert. "Where are we going?" Mira asked June. "Safe house across the city, 40-minute drive." Aunt Sun-hee settles into the back seat. She seems untroubled by the urgency around her. "This is exciting," she said. "An adventure." Mira felt desperate. This isn't adventure. This is survival. The drive passes in tense silence. June makes quiet phone calls in Korean. Each conversation ends with sharp, decisive words. The safe house is a modest apartment in a residential neighborhood. Nothing flashy, nothing that draws attention. Inside, the furniture is basic but clean. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a small kitchen. "How long will we stay here?" Mira asked. "Until it's safe to return." "And when will that be?" "When the people threatening you no longer exist." His voice was matter-of-fact, cold. "What does that mean exactly?" "It means I handle the problem permanently." A chill runs down her spine. She's glimpsing his other life, the dangerous one. "I don't want anyone hurt because of me. They hurt themselves when they took my cousin's daughter. But, no buts. Some lines can't be crossed." That evening, they eat take-out Chinese food from cardboard containers. The normalcy feels surreal. Aunt Sun-hee uses chopsticks with steady hands. Her movements are practiced, graceful. "My mother taught me to eat with these when I was 5, she said. "You're very skilled," June said. "Practice makes perfect." Something shifted in his expression. Admiration, respect. "My grandmother said the same thing. Wise women think alike." After dinner, Mira helps her aunt prepare for bed. The unfamiliar surroundings don't seem to bother Sun-hee. "I like him," her aunt said quietly. "Who?" "The man with kind eyes. He looks at you the way your grandfather looked at me." Mira felt her cheeks warm. "We're just friends. Friends don't risk everything to keep you safe. He's protecting both of us." "He's protecting you. I'm just along for the ride." The clarity in her aunt's voice is startling. These moments of insight come rarely now. "What do you think I should do?" Mira asked. "Stop being afraid of good things." That night, Mira lies awake listening to unfamiliar sounds. Traffic, sirens in the distance, a neighbor's television. Through the thin walls, she hears June moving restlessly, pacing, making phone calls. At 2 a.m., she gets up for water. He sits at the kitchen table with his laptop open. "Can't sleep?" she asked. "Too much to coordinate. Anything I can help with?" "No, but thank you for offering." His voice was tired, strained. She pours 2 glasses of water, sets one beside his laptop. "When was the last time you slept?" "I'll sleep when this is over. And if it's never over, it will be, one way or another." She sits across from him at the small table, close enough to see the exhaustion in his eyes. "June," she said softly, "you don't have to carry this alone." "Yes, I do. It's my responsibility." "We didn't ask to be your responsibility. You didn't ask to be threatened either." The silence stretched between them, heavy with unspoken words. "Why does this matter so much to you?" she asked. "Because losing people I care about is not an option anymore." His voice was raw, honest. "You lost your wife and child. That wasn't your choice. Wasn't it? I chose the life that put them in danger. You can't blame yourself for... Can't I? Every decision I make has consequences. Every person I protect or fail to protect." Mira felt her heart break for him. Guilt is eating him alive. "So young wouldn't want you to live with this guilt." "How do you know what she would want?" "Because I know you, and people who love you don't want you to suffer." Something shifted in his expression. Pain, hope, fear. "You don't love me," he said quietly. "You barely know me." "I know enough." The admission hangs between them, dangerous and honest. "Mira, don't tell me why it's impossible. I already know all the reasons." "Then you know why I can't." "Can't what? Feel something?" "It's too late for that." His breath caught. His eyes found hers in the dim kitchen light. "This isn't the life you chose." "No, but it's the life I'm living now." Before he can respond, his phone buzzes with an urgent message. His face hardens as he reads it. "What is it?" she asked. "They have a location on my cousin's daughter." "Where?" "Warehouse district. 20 minutes from here." Relief floods through her. "That's good news." "No, it's bait." "What do you mean?" "They want me to come for her, to walk into a trap." "So what do you do?" "I spring the trap carefully." He closes the laptop and stands, all business now. "I need you to stay here with your aunt. Tae-min will guard the building. What if something goes wrong? Then Tae-min has instructions to get you out of the city." Fear closes around her throat. "You might not come back." "I might not." The honesty is brutal, final. "Don't go." "I have to. She's 8 years old." "Send someone else." No one else will be careful enough. She needs to come home alive. He moves toward the bedroom to gather equipment. Stops in the doorway. If something happens to me, he said, Mrs. Hahn has instructions. You and your aunt will be taken care of. I don't want to be taken care of. I want you to come back. Something shifted in his expression, raw emotion breaking through his control. Mira, promise me you'll be careful. I can't promise that. Then promise me you'll try to come home. The word home hits him visibly. His jaw tightened. I promise I'll try. 30 minutes later, he's gone. The apartment feels empty without his presence. Mira sits by the window, watching for headlights that don't come. At dawn, her phone rings. Tae-min's number. They got her, he said without preamble. The little girl is safe. And June? Alive. But there's a complication. Her stomach drops. What kind of complication? Your ex-boyfriend escaped. He has your aunt's medical information. Her routine. He knows she goes to the pharmacy every Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. Yes. The implication hits her immediately. They took the wrong target last night. Where's Sun-hee now? She asked. Still sleeping, but we need to move her before... The bedroom door opens. Aunt Sun-hee emerges, fully dressed and carrying her purse. I'm ready for my pharmacy appointment, she said cheerfully. Mira's breath caught. Aunt Sun-hee, we're not going today, but I need my medications. We'll get them tomorrow. No, today is Tuesday. I always go on Tuesday. The confusion in her aunt's voice is heartbreaking. Routine is her anchor. Just this once. A knock interrupts, gentle but insistent. Through the peephole, Mira sees a woman in scrubs. She holds a clipboard and wears a professional smile. Pharmacy delivery service, the woman called, for Sun-hee Choi. Something feels wrong. The building doesn't allow solicitors. We didn't order delivery, Mira said through the door. Your nephew called it in, said you were having mobility issues. Mira felt panic. They don't have a nephew. Go away, we don't need anything. Ma'am, I just need Mrs. Choi to sign for her medications. Aunt Sun-hee moves toward the door. That's me, I'm Mrs. Choi. No. Mira grabs her aunt's arm. Don't open it. But Sun-hee is already reaching for the deadbolt. Her movements are quick, determined. I need my heart pills. The door opens 6 inches before Mira can stop her. The woman in scrubs smiles wider. Behind her, 2 men in maintenance uniforms wait in the hallway. There we are, the woman said. Just need you to come with us for a moment. Come where? Sun-hee asked. To verify your identity. Standard procedure. I don't understand. The maintenance men step forward. Their movements are coordinated, professional. Mira slams the door, but it's too late. One of the men already has his foot in the gap. The door rebounds off his boot. Run, Mira shouts to her aunt, but Sun-hee stands frozen, confusion clouding her features. The men push inside, not violent, just efficient. Mrs. Choi, please come with us. Your medication needs adjustment. What medication? Sun-hee asked. For your heart condition. The lie sounds reasonable, authoritative. Sun-hee looks between the strangers and Mira. Fear replaces confusion. I want to stay here, she said. It's just for a few hours. One of the men takes Sun-hee's elbow, gentle but firm. Let go of her, Mira said. Ma'am, please don't interfere with medical procedures. This isn't medical. This is kidnapping. The woman in scrubs signals to her companions. Time to stop pretending. Mrs. Choi, we really do need you to come with us now. Sun-hee's eyes find Mira's. Clarity returns in a rush of fear. Don't let them take me. I won't. But Mira is outnumbered. When she tries to grab her aunt's other arm, the second man blocks her path. Step aside, no one gets hurt if you cooperate. Where are you taking her? Somewhere safe. You'll get instructions soon. They escort Sun-hee toward the door. She doesn't resist, but her eyes never leave Mira's face. Keep the lilies alive, she said quietly. Then they're gone. The door closes with a soft click. Mira stands alone in the empty apartment. The silence feels deafening. Her phone rings immediately. Unknown number. Hello? You have something we want. We have something you want. The voice is Evans, rough with desperation. Let her go. She has nothing to do with this. She has everything to do with this. She's your weakness. What do you want? Your boyfriend's shipping routes, the port access codes. I don't have those. Then you better get them. Fast. Evan, please. She's sick. She needs her medications. She'll get them when I get my codes. How do I know she's alive? Hold on. Shuffling sounds. Then Sun-hee's voice, thin but steady. Mira, I'm okay, but I think I'm lost. The line cuts back to Evan. 6 hours. The old parking structure on 5th Street, level 3. What if June won't give you the codes? Then your aunt dies, and it's your fault for getting involved with the wrong people. The call ends. Her phone screen goes dark. Mira felt helpless, trapped between impossible choices. She calls June. No answer. She calls Time In, straight to voicemail. Outside the window, the city continues its normal rhythm. People going to work, buying coffee, living ordinary lives. She envies them. Their biggest worry is probably traffic or weather. At noon, June finally calls back. Where are you? His voice is tight with exhaustion. They took her. They took Sun Hee. The silence stretched for long seconds. How? She explains the fake pharmacy delivery, the professional efficiency of the kidnapping. Son of a bitch, he said quietly. They want your port access codes. I know, Evan already called me. Are you going to give them what they want? No. Then how do we get her back? We take her back. They'll kill her if we try to rescue her. They'll kill her anyway after they get what they want. The truth sits heavy between them. So what do we do? She asked. We meet them at the parking structure, but not the way they expect. What does that mean? It means you stay here while I handle this. No. Mira, no. She's my responsibility. I'm coming with you. It's too dangerous. Everything about this is dangerous. At least let me be useful. The silence stretched while he considers. If you come, he said finally, you follow my lead. No heroics, no improvising. Agreed. I'm serious. These people will kill you without hesitation. I understand. But she doesn't understand. Not really. She's never seen real violence, never faced people who kill for money. 2 hours later, June picks her up in a different car, a grey sedan that looks exactly like 1,000 others. Where's Time In? She asked, positioning back up. If this goes wrong, he'll get you out. What about Sun Hee? We're getting her back, all of her. His voice was absolutely certain, cold and final. They drive through downtown traffic toward the warehouse district. The buildings grow older, more industrial. The parking structure is a concrete monument to urban decay. Half the lights are broken. Graffiti covers every surface. Level 3, Mira said. I know. He parks on level 2, positions the car near the stairwell exit. When we go up there, he said, stay behind me. Don't speak unless I tell you to. What if they have guns? They will have guns. What if they shoot first? They won't. They need the codes alive. His confidence should be reassuring. Instead, it terrifies her. They climb the concrete stairs to level 3. Each footstep echoes in the empty space. At the top, she sees them. 3 men standing beside a white van. One holds Sun Hee's arm. She looks small and confused among the strangers. Evan paces nearby. His movements are jerky, agitated. Stay calm, June whispered. This ends today. They walk toward the group. June's hands are visible, but relaxed. Let's make this simple, Evan called out. Codes for the old lady. Let me see that she's unharmed first. One of the men pushes Sun Hee forward slightly. She stumbles but stays upright. Her eyes find Mira immediately. Relief floods her features. I knew you would come, she said. Of course I came. Touching, Evan said. Now let's get down to business. What guarantees do I have? June asked. My word. Your word isn't worth shit. Then I guess we have a problem. Evan pulls out a gun. His hand shakes as he points it vaguely towards Sun Hee. New deal. Codes now or she gets hurt. Hurt her and you get nothing. Maybe. But you'll live with watching her die. Something shifted in June's posture. Subtle, but dangerous. You're making a mistake, he said quietly. Am I? Looks like I have all the leverage. Look around, count the exits, think about who might be watching. Evan's eyes dart nervously. The gun wavers in his grip. Nice try. But I've been planning this for weeks. So have I. June takes a step forward. Casual, unthreatening. The moment you pulled that gun, this stopped being a negotiation. Stay back. It became something else entirely. Another step. Evan's hand shakes harder. I said stay back. Something I'm very good at. The gun swings toward June, away from Sun Hee. Drop the gun, one of the other men said to Evan. You're losing control. Fuck control. This ends now. Evan's finger tightens on the trigger. Several things happen at once. June moves, fast and precise. The gun fires. But it's pointing at the ceiling now. Evan hits the concrete, hard. Sun Hee cries out and covers her ears. The other men reach for their weapons, but they're already surrounded. Taemin and his team emerge from behind concrete pillars. The confrontation is over in seconds. No one is dead, but everyone is disarmed. June lifts Sun Hee into Mira's arms. The elderly woman trembles but smiles. Are you hurt? Mira asked. Just confused. Where are we? Going home. Good. I missed my lilies. Evan sits on the concrete, holding his wrist. His face is pale with shock. This isn't over, he said. Yes, it is. June's voice was final. You're done threatening innocent people. They'll find you. Bayek's people. They'll never stop. Bayek's people are going to be very busy explaining things to federal investigators. Evan's face goes white. What? Trafficking charges, racketeering, tax evasion. The kind of evidence that sends people away for decades. You can't. Already done. Delivered to the FBI an hour ago. Tae-min appears at June's side. Cars are ready. Thank you. As they walk toward the stairwell, Sun-hee pats Mira's arm. The nice man saved us again. Yes, he did. He keeps his promises. Something shifted in Mira's chest. Gratitude, relief, and something deeper. In the car, June drives with steady hands. The crisis is over, but tension remains in his shoulders. What happens now? Mira asked. Now you go home, back to your life. What if I don't want to go back? What do you mean? I mean, what if I want to stay in your life? His hands tighten on the steering wheel. Mira, I know all the reasons why it's complicated, why it's dangerous. Then you know why. I also know that I've never felt safer than I do with you. The silence stretched between them. My life isn't normal, he said finally. I don't want normal anymore. You don't know what you're saying. I know exactly what I'm saying. At the safe house, Aunt Sun-hee goes immediately to her room. The stress has exhausted her. Mira and June sit at the kitchen table, the same place they talked the night before. Thank you, she said, for bringing her back alive. You don't need to thank me. Yes, I do. You risked everything. Not everything. The things that matter are sitting right here. The admission hangs between them, heavy with implication. June, she said softly, I should go. Let you rest. Don't. Mira, don't leave, not tonight. He studies her face in the dim light, looking for certainty. If I stay, he said, things change between us. They've already changed. I can't promise you a normal life. I don't want promises. I want you. Something shifted in his expression, the last of his resistance crumbling. Are you sure? I've never been more sure of anything. He reaches across the table, takes her hand in his. Then I'm not going anywhere. She stands and moves around the table. He rises to meet her. They stand close enough that she can feel his breathing. Mira, he whispered. Yes, I love you. The words hit her heart, perfect and simple. I love you too. He cups her face in his hands, gentle, reverent. When he kisses her, the world stops. Nothing exists except this moment. His mouth is warm, patient, like he's memorizing the taste of her. When they break apart, her breath caught. Was that okay? He asked. More than okay. Good, because I plan to do it again. How soon? Right now. The second kiss is deeper, more certain, all the fear and doubt melting away. When they finally separate, Mira feels dizzy, complete. So what happens now? She asked. Now I wake up every morning and choose you again. And I choose you back, even with all the complications? Especially with the complications. He smiles. The first real smile she's seen from him. I want to be the man who sets the table and waits for your yes, he said. You already are. That night they sit together on the couch. Her head rests on his shoulder. Through the window the city lights twinkle in the distance. What are you thinking about? He asked. Home. Missing your apartment? No, thinking about what home means now. What does it mean? This, you, us. His arms tighten around her. I like that definition, he said. Good, because you're stuck with it. And you're stuck with me. Forever, if you'll have me. She turns to look at him. His eyes are warm, certain. Ask me in 50 years, she said. I will. Outside, the night is peaceful. No sirens, no danger. Just two people who found each other in the chaos and chose to stay. June, she said sleepily. Yes? Thank you for bringing flowers instead of guns. Thank you for opening the door. Best mistake I ever made. Mine too. In the morning, they'll go home. To his house with its gardens and security systems. They'll figure out the details, the logistics of building a life together. But tonight, they're already home, in each other's arms. Safe, chosen, loved. The lilies will be waiting for them. The healing happens slowly. Aunt Sun-hee's confusion about the kidnapping fades within days, but Mira's nightmares take longer to disappear. June holds her through the dark moments, his presence steady and warm. Mrs. Han makes calming tea. Tae-min ensures the house stays secure. By the end of the first week, normal rhythms return. 6 months later, sunlight streams through the kitchen windows of their new apartment. Mira chose the place herself. 2 bedrooms, a small garden, walking distance to her new job at a family-owned bakery. The work is peaceful, kneading dough, decorating cakes, serving customers who smile and say thank you. No late nights, no financial panic, no looking over her shoulder. June helped her find the position. The bakery owners are an elderly Korean couple who treat her as family. "You have good hands for pastry," Mrs. Kim said on her first day. "Gentle, but strong." The compliment made Mira feel proud, useful in a quiet way. Every morning she wakes to the smell of coffee brewing. June rises early to make breakfast before his own work begins. His business has changed too. More legitimate ventures, fewer shadows. "I'm getting too old for drama," he told Taemin. "Time to build something that lasts." The shipping company still operates, but within legal boundaries. No more territorial wars, no more threats. Evan disappeared into federal custody. The charges stuck, 25 years minimum. Chairman Bayek's organization crumbled under investigation. Most of his lieutenants fled the country. The neighborhood returned to normal. Ordinary people living ordinary lives. At breakfast, Aunt Sun-hee sits at their small table. Her medication routine is simplified now. 1 pill in the morning, 1 at night. The confusion comes less frequently. Good days outnumber bad ones. "What shall we do today?" she asks, buttering her toast with careful attention. "The farmer's market," Mira said. "You wanted fresh flowers for the vases." "Yes, white ones, like the lilies." The original lilies still bloom in the kitchen window, replaced weekly but never absent. June enters wearing dark jeans and a white button-down, his uniform for their quiet life. "Good morning, ladies." "Good morning," Sun-hee said cheerfully. "We're going flower shopping." "Excellent choice. The weather is perfect for walking." He kisses Mira's forehead, a daily ritual that makes her stomach flutter. "What time will you be home?" she asked. 4 o'clock. I'm taking the afternoon off." "Any particular reason?" His eyes found hers. Something shifted in his expression. Nervous anticipation. "I have something important to discuss with you." "Good important or bad important?" "Good, I hope." After breakfast, they walk to the farmer's market 6 blocks away. The neighborhood is safe, busy with families and dog walkers. Aunt Sun-hee moves slowly but steadily, her arm linked through Mira's. At the flower stall, they choose white chrysanthemums and baby's breath. Simple, clean, beautiful. "These will look lovely in the kitchen," Sun-hee said. "Perfect for the season." The vendor, an elderly man with kind eyes, wraps their purchase in brown paper. "For your home?" he asked in accented English. "Yes, our home." The words feel natural now, complete. Back at the apartment, Mira arranges the flowers in crystal vases. June bought them as a housewarming gift. "Beautiful," Aunt Sun-hee said, "like a real garden." "They are real. I mean like the big garden, at the house with walls." Mira understands. The memorial garden where So Young's roses grow. They visit every Sunday. June tells his wife about their week while Mira and Sun-hee tend the flower beds. "She would like you," he said the first time they visited together. "How do you know?" "Because you take care of people she would want protected." The acceptance came gradually. Permission to love without replacing. At 4 o'clock exactly, June returns home. He carries a small wrapped box. Mira felt nervous. Her breath caught slightly. "What's that?" "Sit down first." She sits on the couch. Aunt Sun-hee settles beside her with curiosity. June kneels on the carpet. The box trembles slightly in his hands. 6 months ago, you called a wrong number," he said. "Best mistake I ever made. I brought you flowers because I wanted you to feel safe. They worked. Today I brought you something else." He opens the box. Inside nestles a simple diamond ring. Classic, elegant, perfect. Mira's breath caught. Her heart hammers against her ribs. "Mira Choi," he said formally, "will you marry me?" The question hangs in the sunlit room, heavy with love and hope. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, yes, absolutely yes." He slips the ring onto her finger. It fits perfectly. Aunt Sun-hee claps her hands together. "A wedding, how wonderful." "You approve?" June asked her. "I've been waiting months for you to ask. Why didn't you say something? Young people need to figure these things out for themselves." That evening, they cooked dinner together. A simple meal of rice, vegetables, and grilled fish. Aunt Sun-hee sets the table with their everyday dishes. Nothing fancy, nothing formal, just family sharing food in their chosen home. "When will the wedding be?" Sun-hee asked. "Small ceremony," Mira said. "Just us and a few close friends." Mrs. Han will cry, June said. Happy tears? The happiest. They eat slowly, savoring the moment, the quiet joy of ordinary happiness. After dinner, June washes dishes while Mira dries. Their movements are synchronized, familiar. Any regrets? He asked. About what? Choosing this life. Choosing me. None. You? Just one. Her stomach tightened. What? I regret not meeting you sooner. Relief floods through her. We met exactly when we were supposed to. How do you know? Because we needed to be ready for each other. And now we are? Now we are. That night, they sit together on their small balcony. The city sparkles beyond the garden. Aunt Sun-hee sleeps peacefully in her room, her breathing even and calm. What are you thinking about? June asked. How quiet everything is. Do you miss the excitement? No, I love the quiet. Good, because I plan to give you a very quiet life. Promise? I promise. He takes her left hand. The diamond catches moonlight. Mrs. Kang, he said, testing the name. I like how that sounds. So do I. In the kitchen, the white flowers glow in their crystal vases. Fresh, clean, alive. Tomorrow will bring small joys. Breakfast together. Work that matters. Evening walks. No drama, no danger, no looking over shoulders. Just love. Simple and true. Mira looks at the man beside her. Strong hands. Kind eyes. Heart big enough to protect everyone he cares about. June? She said softly. Yes. Thank you for answering your phone that night. Thank you for texting the wrong number. Best wrong number ever. The best. Inside the apartment, Aunt Sun-hee hums in her sleep. The same melody from their first night together. The flowers will need water in the morning. The dishes will need washing. Life will continue in all its beautiful ordinariness. But right now, in this perfect moment, everything is exactly as it should be. She looks at him. He smiles. They are finally home.